as we promised, we will focus in the third segment on the Hollywood Bets Super League. And of course, joining us is the SAFA Media Liaison Officer, Ms. Namhla Mphelo. Thanks so much for making the time to join us once again, Namhla. As we spoke earlier on in the season, you hinted that you're expecting it to be a much more competitive season this time around, with Mamelodi Sundowns maybe having some good competition. And in the early stages, it's looking as though your predictions are true. UJ and UWC are right up there with them and making things interesting here in the early stages.
Afternoon, Sizwe. Always a pleasure to be with you. Yes, definitely. I think UWC definitely have always tried to keep up with Mamelodi Sundowns, but it's good to see the University of Johannesburg now stepping up. You know, they're currently in second position going into week 13, and it's great to see what Coach Dunga is doing now that she also has a B license and she's coached the under 17 national team. It's good to see the university is doing so well in this league.
They certainly are. Now, we also touched on the sides that had come in from the lower divisions. The Lindalani ladies, of course, winning their first match. It's been tough going ever since, one draw and a couple of losses, or a few losses after that. And Fort Hare, maybe a bit of a surprise package of the season. They're right about the midway point of the table. Yeah. Is it still too early to say they're doing well, or that Lindalani are struggling towards the end of the season come the time that matters?
Well, unfortunately for Lindalani, you know, they're coming into a very big league with very young players, you know, so it's going to take them a few years to adjust. Their players still need to really grow up. I mean, they have a 13-year-old player who played against Mamelodi Sundowns.
Scored an own goal as well.
Unfortunately for her, but you know, that is what makes you in football. And with Fort Hare, another university that has really got support, financial backing, also for them, a big shock. You know, I think they got promotion in their first year of the league, the provincial league. And for them to be in this league is also quite a big shock for them. But they are slowly getting into the momentum, seeing how this every week football is supposed to be played, and they've also beefed up their squad quite a bit. So it's going to be an interesting second round into the league.
Certainly will be. Now, we've always spoken of Hollywood Bets and how much they've contributed to the beautifully South African game. I believe there's more they're doing in contributing to the game.
Yes, I think Hollywood has also stepped up. Last year, we launched the Hollywood Bets Regional League, which is them now not only focusing on women's football, but also giving back into provincial development men's football. So, which is great. We have our provincial playoffs starting this weekend, this Saturday in the Free State, and every week, depending on schedules, there will be provincial finals happening. So Hollywood Bets has really contributed a lot into South African football over the past 4 years.
And there's a busy schedule coming up over the next few months.
No, definitely. They're busy, obviously, not just their football. They have COSAFA, they have Super League, which will continue into June after Banyana, unfortunately, not going to the Olympics. They also have a whole lot of horse race challenges that are happening. You know, they dominate KZN between June and July, which is great for them as a sponsor. And we are honored as the South African Football Association to have them on board.
Well, we certainly are honored to have them on board, and I can tell you that Hollywood Bets has gone one step further. They are now, sponsoring an academy led by the legendary Professor Ngubane. So let's find out what Hollywood Bets and Professor Ngubane are up to in trying to ensure they are doing their bit to improve South African football.
Mlungisi Professor Ngubane is a South African footballing great, both as a player and a coach. Professor Ngubane established his soccer academy in Montclair, Durban in 2019. Hollywood Foundation recently lent support to the academy through a sponsorship of much-needed kits and training equipment.
Mlungisi Professor Ngubane is an icon in South African football. He's regarded as one of the best footballers to have ever come out of South African football. So when we received his sponsorship request, we thought we'll not be doing justice if we are not partnering with him. So that's why we decided to sponsor him.
Montclair, like many other suburbs across the country, is plagued with social ills that threaten the well-being of youngsters. Through his academy, Professor Ngubane has helped hundreds of youngsters in the area to develop their skills and stay away from these social ills by keeping them active and engaged in sports.
We started this in 2019 trying to help underprivileged kids. As you can see, kids are all over here. And we really appreciate what Hollywood Foundation are doing for us by assisting us, helping these kids to look nice, to motivate them, for them to stay away from the streets.
The efforts that has gone into training these youngsters has borne fruit, as some players have moved on to the early stages of professional football.
We have few guys now who are playing in the professional level, Royal AM. We have 2 there, so we still have few guys who are going to join Amazulu under 19 and MTC in the new season.
For Hollywood Foundation, getting involved with sports development at the grassroots level is critical for the greater good of our society.
The motivation behind partnering with Mlungisi Professor Ngubane Soccer Academy, it was mainly to contribute to grassroots football in South Africa, because Hollywood Foundation is unapologetic when it comes to grassroots football and the contribution of sport in South Africa.
We are happy for sponsored by Hollywood Foundation, because some in the team they don't have kids that help us a lot. Ithuba lokuthi sikwazi ukuthi sijabulise and sigqugquzele ukuthi sikwazi ukuqhubela phambili as sebancane nathi we wish to play ku PSL njengoba nathi nama idol esibuyela kuona, and nathi one day siyafuna ukuba i-idol yabanye abantwana.